Modernising this space for our contemporary style of living was easily achieved without changing the layout too much. Keeping the landscape filled with these beautiful heritage and Art Deco style buildings is very important to me and as an interior architect. This apartment was built in 1926 and was originally designed for the jockeys who worked around the corner at Randwick Racecourse. This included a lot of original fixtures and fittings such as brasswork and terrazzo stone tiles. This apartment is the first owned home of myself and my husband Josh, and we share it with our little dogs Billy and Remy. It was very important to preserve the natural character of this building. That's what drew us to the space in the first place. The natural light surrounded by the timber sash windows led into the heritage nature of the building, and that, along with some other fixtures and fittings, really encouraged us to stay in an Art Deco style interior. This project was designed for us to work functionally today, but we were also very mindful of how it could work in the future for small families. This apartment's internal footprint is just over 50 square metres. The existing ceilings in the living room and bedroom space are a real feature throughout the apartment. This was something that we fell in love with immediately when walking through the space. The layout has retained its original configuration, except for the removal of a 500mm thick wall in the kitchen dining space. This has allowed us to add in over 3 times the amount of storage, an integrated laundry, as well as some new appliances. By creating a neutral palette between the floor, wall and ceiling, it allowed us an opportunity to put in some bold colours and really make the brass fixtures the highlight of the space. The furniture within the living room is again of a very neutral palette, allowing the character of the space to speak for itself. In the kitchen space, we removed the 500mm thick wall, thus opening up the whole dining and kitchen area. We were able to raise the floor not only to get all of the plumbing work across to the laundry space, but this also created a zone of demarcation. We've emphasised this zone as a separate area to the rest of the apartment by going with a different floor finish seen in the grey floor tile, as well as accentuating this step by adding a brass trim to the front of the step. The main functional requirement of this space was to fit in as much storage as possible within the kitchen. We've included a full-size induction cooktop and oven within the space. This leads into an integrated microwave cavity as well as an inclusion of a brand new laundry space. This laundry space has a continuation of the engineered stone benchtop so that we can include all of our appliances in this area as well. Next to this is an integrated fridge, freezer, as well as a cleverly concealed pantry. This pantry is against a wonky wall, which proved a real challenge for the joiner, but has maximised the storage space within the kitchen. Opposite the pantry is our dining zone, featuring our custom banquette seat. This stone top continues from the bench top down into a waterfall onto the top of a custom designed upholstery unit. The back piece is hung off the wall rather than connected to the base, which creates a sense of lightness by negative space. Additionally, we have a lot of storage underneath this, which is always helpful in a small apartment. The finishes throughout the kitchen design have been carefully considered to tie in with those original features which we first fell in love with. One of my favourite features in this apartment design is the brass shelving over the sink. The continuation of brass handles as well as a brass tap have been left unsealed so that they can gradually patina with age. The pink splashback tiles tie in with the pink terrazzo floor steps upon the entry to the apartment unit. The sliding glass door proportions have been designed so that when they're opened it completely conceals the exhaust unit, and when closed again creates a very seamless pattern which continues up into the linear bulkhead. This fluted glass is a tie back to the Art Deco nature of the apartment design. We kept the original bathroom door but changed the mechanism from a swing pivot door into a concealed sliding door, thus creating more circulation within the bathroom. One of the main features within this bathroom is how much storage has been considered and added into the room. Not only do you have a typical vanity which includes a large pull-out drawer, an overhead mirrored shaving cabinet and some low storage underneath, and also the addition of the brass shelf. It creates a long, slimline look continuing from the entry leading all the way into the bath area. The inclusion of a bath within the space was not only a huge win for myself, but also for future young families. To get a bath within this tiny 1.4 metre wide bathroom area, we had to cut a hole in the living room wall and feed the bath into the space. The layout of the bedroom is very simple, maximising the use of the floor space. The integration of full height joinery conceals our wardrobe. Because we have a lot of natural light in the bedroom and sunroom space, we've been able to do the black floor trims, the black skirting, the black window frames, as well as a black feature artwork to create a much more moodier interior scheme. The original French glass doors lead into the sunroom from the bedroom space. The sunroom is a dual-purpose room which serves as an office, a plant nursery, and as well as another casual zone. The shelving in the sunroom has been directly mounted to the walls, which maximises the floor space. The daybed there is a full-size single bed, which could be pulled out into a double bed if we have any guests staying over. When it comes to small space design, Strut Studio's philosophy is that it has to be all about function and pairing that also with comfort. We've included a low back sofa, which allows the visual connection between the living space and the kitchen to remain. By keeping this sofa low and on the ground, it's quite heavy in its aesthetic, but balancing that with the grey toned fabric, it blends into the grey wall seamlessly. All of the table units have skinny metal legs on them, which creates as much visible floor space as possible in the zones. We've changed this design philosophy slightly by using white floorboards, white ceilings, and grey walls. The white ceilings and floors also elevated the rooms, thus maximising the appearance of the space we have. The design of compartment number 3 was all about respecting the heritage nature of this apartment block. Modernising this space for our contemporary style of living was easily achieved without changing the layout too much. Keeping the landscape filled with these beautiful heritage and Art Deco style buildings is very important to me and as an interior architect, as it adds to the fabric of our society.